spiritual aspirant, and they wanted to associate with the ancient Egyptian religion, and but they were impatient, and and the person did meet an ancient Egyptian priest who knew magical spells. And one of the magical spells is that he could tell a broom to do menial work and to by itself uh, sweep up, go outside, get a bucket of water, do different things. So uh, the the ancient Egyptian priests accepted the Greek aspirant, and uh, one day the Greek aspirant was not supposed to do this, but he you know was eavesdropping, and he overheard the priest when he was telling the broom what to do, and utter the special spell, words of power. And so he heard that, and so the priest went away, to do something, went to town, and then he heard that, and then he uttered the words, and then the uh, the broom started working. When so I get a bucket of water, then we got another bucket of water, another bucket of water, and then flooded the place, and he didn't know what to do to stop it. So this gives an idea. So basically, the priest came and found what had happened, and he uttered the words of power to stop the spell, and basically he dropped the aspirant. He could not accept this person who was impatient and disrespectful, and also uh, you know mentally agitated, so much to the impatience and the disrespect of not waiting for the teacher to tell them, when they're ready to understand the teaching. So this is a kind of microcosm of most people who are neither intellectually prepared, nor is their character, their temper, uh, shall we say, qualified for being compliant with the teachings. If a person is impatient, a person disrespectful, they are not going to be able to receive the teaching. In this example, the teacher got disgusted with them and said, get out. You can't teach you anything. Um, but really, it's they themselves who are separating themselves from the teaching by being immature, impatient, disrespectful. They're unable to receive the teaching. They're unable to receive the teaching. So it's not just about, in other words, not just about finding a teacher or somebody who is wise. It is that the aspirant has to also be prepared, sufficiently mature. There are three main aspects. This is like a triad of the teachings, a triangle, if you will. There has to be a viable teaching to learn, meaning that you have to have a teaching that is complete in its capacity to lead a person from ignorance to light. A a partial religion of only the two steps, that is not sufficient. That's not sufficient teaching. So you have to have a full teaching. That's number one. Number two, well, actually, that's the session number two. Number one, you need a living, qualified person that understands and can teach the teaching. So there's two aspects. You have to be able to understand the teaching, and then secondly, be able to teach the teaching. Some people can understand, but they don't make good teachers. And some people can teach, but really they become charlatans because they're teaching based on their opinions and based on their uh, their con artistry ability to excite people and to make them think that they're confident and they know what they're talking about, All you have to do is do what they're saying. And so there's the third aspect that is required, and that is a viable aspirant. So, a viable teacher, viable teaching, a viable aspirant. Someone who is sufficiently mature, someone who has sufficient control of their mind and senses to be patient and to be able to concentrate, and who has a sufficient level grasp of the philosophical language in order to be able to understand the spiritual concepts, the metaphysical concepts.